On a starry night, as Rowena Filoni is putting on her makeup, she overhears some women talking about her outside. They are talking about her purse, dress, earrings, and even necklace, stating that it's outrageous that men start drooling as soon as she shows up. They further mock her by saying that she has no dignity and that no amount of sugar coating can change the fact that she is just a mistress. Women really don't like other women being treated rich. In the meantime, a guy appears and knocks on the door, conveying his grace is waiting for her in the carriage. This makes the woman realize that Rowena was listening to them all this time and get ashamed. As she is sitting in the carriage, the Duke realizes that something is bothering her and inquires about it. Hearing this, Rowena apologizes and appreciates the Duke for taking out some time for her, as she is saying that she loved the opera. The Duke grabs her from her face and questions her once again. Rowena remembers the things the other women were saying about her, but couldn't bring herself to tell the Duke about them. She just tells him that she is tired and asks him to forgive her. In response to this, the Duke tells her that if she knows that she has done something wrong, she should be punished. With this, he asks her to take off her gloves, and as Rowena approaches to take them, the Duke orders her to take them off by her mouth. Rowena gets a bit uncomfortable with this, but agrees in the end. My man has some weird fetish. As Rowena takes off his glove with her mouth, the Duke proceeds to kiss her passionately, and they have a great time together. The following morning, as Rowena's caretaker is brushing her hair, she asks her regarding her evening with the Duke, as Rowena tells her that she really enjoyed their time together. The caretaker then tells her that she envied her, as she got to watch an opera, as commoners like her can barely afford to watch it, even with 3 months' pay. Hearing this, Rowena asks her if she really wants to see it that badly, to which the caretaker replies by stating that she had always wanted to become an opera singer, but she didn't have the looks for it. She then asks Rowena regarding her childhood dream, which makes Rowena a bit sad as she hesitates, and tells her that she wants to become a novelist. Hearing this, the caretaker remembers that Rowena's maternal uncle is a novelist as well, with Rowena telling her that his name is Jeremy Dish. Rowena then remembers the time her uncle told her that she can come back anytime and that he is always there for her. In the meantime, the caretaker also remembers that Jeremy Dish is a famous mystery thriller writer and that she has heard a lot about him. She then asks Rowena some questions regarding the rumors that he doesn't show his face in public because he lives a secluded life and that he must be really handsome since he is related to her. Rowena, however, replies by stating that she doesn't know and that she might not see him ever again. I wonder if she has a dark past. The last time she saw her uncle was 3 years ago before she left for the capital to become a novelist. She regrets that she met the Duke on that train and the fact that she trusted her friend who convinced her to come to the capital. As she's thinking all this, the housekeeper of the house town, Madame Gertrude, appears out of nowhere and informs Rowena that she has to move to Rockford. This shocks Rowena as she replies by stating that the season isn't over yet, to which Gertrude replies by stating that the schedule has been moving forward. Hearing this, Rowena asks if the Duke is also coming with her, but Gertrude replies negatively. Rowena wants to question the reason, but she is not confident enough. Gertrude then tells her that she will ask the maid to pack her stuff and that she will leave on the day after tomorrow, as she hands over a letter to Rowena from a publishing company. This cheers up Rowena as she expresses her gratitude, with Gertrude giving her a weird look. We will call her the old hag for now. This maid definitely has some personal issues with Rowena. Like I said, women can't see other women happy. Chapter 2 begins as the old hag visits the Duke as he is working in his study. She informs him that she has delivered this message to Rowena, and as the Duke asks her to leave, the old hag questions, isn't it the time they sent Rowena away? Hearing this, the Duke inquires the reason behind it, to which old hag replies by stating that his aunt informed her that his mother has invited the daughter of a foreign magnate for his marriage. This angers Duke as he mocks his mother by asking what she is trying to gain by selling him. This shocks the old hag as the Duke further questions if Rowena has served her purpose. Back in time, the Duke and his mother had a small argument over this matter, as his mother accuses him of only liking Rowena because he resembles his late fiancée. Now this is the twist I was waiting for. In response, the Duke tells her that he has no interest in a dead woman and Rowena will never become the Duchess, nor will she ever bear his children. This shocks the Queen as she asks what he really wants, to which the Duke replies by stating that he wants her to stop bearing him with foreign princesses and heiresses. Surprisingly, the queen agrees to this as she knows that the duke never remains interested in someone for long. With this, Rowena was recognized as Duke Devonshire's woman. It has been 3 years since that event, and the Duke wonders if the Queen is getting anxious as he is showing no interest in sending his mistress away. As he is thinking all this, the old hag hesitantly tells him that the heiress also has blonde hair and green eyes, and resembles his dead fiancée more than Rowena. Hearing this, he starts laughing as he tells the old hag that he doesn't even remember his late fiancée's face. The Duke believes that everyone thinks he is in love with someone who he only saw once when he was young, but he also knows that they are not wrong as he met Rowena the same day he was returning from his late fiancée's funeral. Hearing all this, the old hag asks if he has no intention of letting her go even though she has served her purpose, to which Duke replies by stating that the thing she is referring to is his belonging, and there's no way he would abandon his precious pet. Old hag still tries to persuade him, saying that her presence would get in the way of finding a spouse as Duke continues mocking her. Hearing this, old hag had no option but to apologize and leave the room. My man finally showed this good-for-nothing maid her place. She was pissing me off. However, as the old hag is leaving the room, she sparks another controversy by saying that Rowena might be seeing another man. In the meantime, Rowena and her maid are wandering through some slums on their carriage as the maid hesitantly asks why they are roaming around Harlem Street when they were supposed to go to a department store. She also questions the presence of men's clothing in a bag as Rowena asks her to promise that she won't tell anyone if she lets her in on the truth. Back when Rowena was a child, her parents passed away after acquiring an infectious disease on their honeymoon. Following this, none of her relatives volunteered to take her in, but her uncle decided to take upon this task. She spent the next 20 years in an isolated rural area, and when she reached adolescence, she received a letter from her friend Carol. In her letter, he asked Rowena if she still wants to become a novelist and that she should visit her sometime. She even offered to stay at her place and contact a publishing company. This made Rowena insanely happy, and she recklessly decided to venture towards the capital, a place she had never seen before. Upon reaching Carol's place, she realized that it was a trap, as Carol had left a huge debt to her name. With this, Rowena found herself getting chased by debt collectors the day she arrived at the capital. She didn't want to involve her uncle in this mess, as he had already helped her a lot. As she was hiding from the debt collectors, a kind young man approached her. Rowena immediately recognized him as Mr. Killian. Chapter 3 starts when Killian approaches her and grabs her arm, with Rowena asking him to let her go. Killian asks if she has a place to go, to which she replies negatively. Hearing this, Killian lends her his overcoat and politely leads her to his carriage. This is how both of them met, and Rowena ended up as his mistress. However, Rowena believes that if she hadn't believed her friend's letter, or if she hadn't followed Killian in those circumstances, they could have started their relationship on a better note. Despite this fact, she knows that Killian loves her, and she loves him too. I'm pretty sure he is just using her to avoid getting married. For this reason, she wants to become a novelist, so she can pay off her debt to him and become his equal. As she reveals her secret, the maid is shocked, as she questions the reason Rowena is disguising herself as a man. Rowena tells her that she might run into someone who recognizes her, so that's why she is disguising herself as a man. She then asks her maid to keep this a secret between them. Following this, disguised as Philip McCarthy, Rowena meets the president of a publishing company. Will the president see through her disguise? Or will Rowena be able to publish her first novel? That's it, folks. If you'd like me to continue with this manga chapters, comment continue in the comment section below. If you'd like to watch more manga or manhwa recaps like this, subscribe to my channel. Sayonara!